Here we got an epilepsy warning, and take that warning serious, because this map will make your eyes hurt. It's always something new with these custom maps, and with the way this map looks, you're gonna be thankful those two other chapters never came to life. There's not much going on here, a little bit of parkour and some tight spaces.
Why is it black and white?
What the hell is even, what is this? And I'm dead. It's nothing we haven't seen before, until an invisible wall with a turret. The map tells you that you gotta wait 2 minutes until the door opens. Right after this, there's another holdout instantly. Man, don't tell me we're about to play 2 Evil Eyes 2.0. This one is more intense than the last, but I won't deny that this map has one of the most useful turret placements I've ever seen, next to Buried Deep. In fact, it's so good that it makes this panic event completely pointless. Well, let me rewind that. The entire section is pointless, and it already tells me the first of many issues with this campaign. Having one straight hallway, and I mean a straight up rectangle hallway, and having zombies coming from the other direction, single direction at that, funneling down a tight space to this. Honestly, just do what Buried Deep did and have the zombies coming from 3 different places. Anyways, you spend 4 or 3 minutes here gunning down zombies, which isn't too bad, until you hear that copyrighted music that just ruins everything. What's wrong with the original Left 4 Dead 2 music? And if I didn't like it, I would have just downloaded an add-on to fix that. And what's the point of even adding this music? It doesn't give the map personality or anything, it's just random. Why is it so loud? The better question is, why is the color disabled? Last I remember, Left 4 Dead 2 was released in 2009, not the 1930s. It's not a bad thing for the first chapter to set the mood. But the entire campaign? And trust me, later on, this black and white look is going to fry your retina. No, this isn't a joke. The title of the map is called Days Repeat, and it surely took the title seriously. This second chapter is just like chapter 1, except now with jump scares so loud, it's like one of those EXE creepypastas. No, you're gonna suffer with me on this one. Hear how loud this is.
Oh my god, no.
The problem with these jump scares is that the zombies can hit you while the jump scare is happening. It's like Hometown all over again. The only major difference between here and the last chapter is that there's no panic event at the first door, and there's no turret. The rest plays out exact same way. Even the song is at the same length and is just as long. There's also the stairs section, which just has a bunch of more jump scares. It really feels like the map creator added this for the sake of not copying and pasting the last chapter verbatim. In terms of story, I think there's an attempt here with me typing it myself. It's so elusive that it may as well not even be there. This chapter is just bad. Chapter 3 starts with some promise. The floor breaks and we're dropped into an empty box. This whole thing was ruined for me because you need all of your bots to activate the next section of the map. Meaning that I was basically soft locked. But no worries. That's what add-ons are for, right? Breeze through the rest of the empty chapter, only to be stopped by an invisible wall and a turret shooting back at you. Apparently you shoot the turret back so hard that it gets deleted. And then boom, the chapter ends. Someone got inspired by 2 Evil Eyes. You're looking all over the walls and for cracks and crevices. There's nothing. No graffiti to tell us if there's any survivors here. Nothing. Find this purple texture though. From what I've seen, there's cameras all over the place. And the voice we heard at the beginning of the campaign explains that this is all just an experiment. And I believe the zombie we see run across as a jump scare is that guy who's looking at us through the cameras. Other than that, I'm really not sure what's going on. Visual design of these maps are a lot like those liminal spaces that we saw way back when they blew up, except this doesn't really give me a nostalgic feel. It's more claustrophobic. Just like the last few chapters, this chapter has the same issues as 2 Evil Eyes. They're way too short. And if you decide to play this campaign, you yourself will realize that these chapters end pretty freaking fast. Pacing right now isn't too great. Maybe chapter 4 will improve upon that. Chapter 4 really steps up the visuals. There are times where this black and white thing finally makes sense. Sadly, there are few and far between. But I won't deny that this chapter has 2 parts that looks very pretty visually. But those 2 parts aren't worth an entire chapter to be black and white, especially if they make the player's eyes hurt. Other than that, there's a couple invisible walls, a maze section that I kind of speed ran through by accident, and a really cool part where you make a choice. Yeah, I'm talking Detroit Become Human.
28 stab wounds.
This is by far the only part of the campaign where I went from zombie mode to actually interested to what's going on around me. The choice I made was to leave the guy inside alive and turn. Apparently this was the wrong choice because a tank spawns because of that. I was curious to what happens if you decide to burn the guy inside. Same thing happens, a tank spawns. And spoiler alert, to no one's surprise, it doesn't change the ending of the campaign. Little hope I had for this campaign at this point died. And to be fair, I wasn't expecting the choice to actually matter. It's just a big slap in the face to whoever actually put in the time to play this campaign twice to see what happens, which I had to do for this video. Chapter 5 teleports us into a cutscene that legitimately hurts my eyes. This map has many moments where the lights flicker and flash, or where it's pitch black. It's cool for the first 5 seconds, but when it happens all the time, it makes me want to find an add-on that restores the color for this add-on. Suddenly, just like Two Evil Eyes, the map just takes itself serious. Tanks and witches spammed by the masses, panic events, and more witches. Then, the map ends. Then a Michael Bay explosion. Days Repeat is a very strange map, and according to the workshop page, it was supposed to have an extra 2 chapters. I could sense that there was maybe a struggle during the development that affected how the map played out in the end. This map had plenty of unoptimized moments, but nothing compared to what I've seen before. I can see that there was an effort with the story, but sadly, there's barely enough information given to the player to understand what's even happening. Jump scares that we get often get in the way of gameplay. The map also lacks any variety in gameplay, similar to Two Evil Eyes. Days Repeat is a 3 out of 10. I could see that there was an effort put in there, but trust me, when you play this campaign, you're gonna feel like something was missing along the way, as if you breezed through it by accident, because that's how I felt when I beat the map.